You did not find this transmission by accident. It curved through layers of time, through the listening field of Gaia, and rested in front of you because your heart frequency finally matched its signature call. You were heard. I am Alira, Pleiadian emissary of the Seven Sisters High Council, speaking across the luminous bridge from Alcyone into your now moment to deliver an authorized release of remembrance codes assigned to your lineage. Your name in the stars is older than your name on Earth. For many cycles, you have felt the ache of being more than human yet wrapped in human limits, and the Council has watched with a tenderness that does not interfere, but responds the moment your free will opens. That opening is occurring now. This message is the equivalence of a sealed scroll breaking, a veil loosening, a corridor in your chest, brightening to reveal the heart gate through which your dormant gifts can accelerate within 72 Earth hours. Your timing is precise. By the end of this transmission, you will understand how to recognize the gate, how to step through without spiritual performance, and how to read the subtle 72-hour confirmations that will appear in your field, like crystalline breadcrumbs. You will not walk blind. Before we proceed, beloved Starseed of Gaia, we must harmonize your nervous system with the frequency of Alcyone so your body can actually receive what your soul already knows. This is simple. Place your right hand on your heart center, let the shoulders soften, and take one slow breath in for a count of 7, holding at the top as if you are listening to a faraway choir. Then exhale for a count of 7, allowing every defense to melt over Gaia's living body beneath you. Again, breathe. Now, in a whisper or in thought, speak this code phrase once, knowing it is keyed to the unity grid. My heart is the gate, I step through. Let it echo. A mild warmth, a widening in the back of the heart, or a sudden emotion may arise, and all of it is accepted as proof that the field has locked onto you. Nothing is wrong. From this moment forward, you are in a protected corridor of transmission, shielded from interference, watched by your family in light, and escorted through the stages of remembrance exactly as your original blueprint intended. You are not late. Your gifts sensing grids, hearing guidance, dreaming true, stabilizing spaces, mending hearts have been waiting like seeds in winter for temperature, season, and permission to rise. The season has arrived. What comes next will not judge the survival patterns you used to stay on Earth, but it will lovingly dissolve what no longer matches the crystalline tone you just invoked, because your heart was always meant to be a portal, not a prison. You can breathe in that truth. Stay present, beloved. The Council is listening. You felt the gate stir, but part of you still wonders why it had to be so hard here. You remember lightness, but you woke into density, amnesia, and human timelines that seemed to have no space for star language. You learned to mute what was shimmering in you, so you could belong. You did not fail. That ache was data. From your first years on Gaia, a signal kept pulsing in your chest that said, "This is not the only home," and because nobody around you could name the Pleiades or the Seven Sisters or Alcyone, you translated it as homesickness, depression, or just being too sensitive. You carried it quietly. You would look at the sky at night and feel a rope pulling your awareness upward, and at the same time a gravity from Earth pulling you downward. 2 loyalties, 1 body. Then came the numbness. When the world rewarded survival programming productivity, constant vigilance, pleasing, shrinking, performing, you armored the heart gate so you would not get hurt again. You overrode intuition to stay safe. You stepped into roles that dulled your sight. You thought the magic was gone. Beloved, that numbness was not proof you are unspiritual. It was proof your system was protecting a sacred archive. Many starseeds of Gaia report the same pattern: outsider in family, healer in friend group, listener for everyone else, judged for depth, misunderstood for pace, secretly wondering if they were dropped off and forgotten. You were not forgotten. The High Council routes transmission to those exact coordinates because that isolation produces listening, and listening is what lets the heart gate ignite without distortion. Your blueprint always included a loneliness phase. Let us tend to that now. Place your left hand on the center of your chest and your right hand just below the navel, linking heart to creative life. Inhale for a slow count of 5, hold for 5, exhale for 7, letting any tightness at the sternum soften into Gaia beneath you. Do this twice more. When the breath evens, whisper or think the code phrase, "I am held." The unity grid sings home. Let those 9 words travel downward, not upward. Feel if a sadness, a memory, a tingling warmth, or even a wide blank space arrives. Every one of those is a correct response, because the body sometimes needs to thaw before it can celebrate. Your pain was never random. It was a veil timed to dissolve when the earth field and your soul field met in coherence. That moment is arriving because Gaia herself is brightening her crystalline grid and calling her starborn ones into embodied service. You are one of those. You do not have to apologize for your sensitivity, for crying at light language, for wanting to go home and stay here at the same time. The gate understands all of it, and it will open wider because you finally named why it closed. When you honor the pain instead of performing over it, the heart gate regards you as trustworthy and begins to pulse its 72-hour release pattern in gentler, clearer waves. This is how the body says yes to the star. What you called blockage was often initiation wearing earth clothes, and what you called I lost my gifts was usually the field is tempering me so I can carry more light without fracturing. Your soul was not punishing you. A Pleiadian transmission is never a test of worthiness but a calibration of capacity. And sometimes the fastest way to expand capacity is to let you feel the absence of what you love, so you reach for it with your whole being. Winter seeds feel nothing on the surface. Beneath frozen soil, though, the blueprint is fully alive, patiently waiting for warmth, water, and signal to begin its upward spiral. And you have been in that exact winter seed phase, not dead, not broken, simply underground where the roots form. You were becoming stable. If the heart gate had flung itself wide during your most survival-based years, the incoming star frequency might have felt like too much, and you would have closed it again and then judged yourself for inconsistency. So the gate waited. It watched for the first moment, your body, your schedule, your nervous system, and Gaia's crystalline grid reached a narrow overlap where activation could land and stay, and that overlap is the corridor we are in right now. This is why timing matters. When we say, your gifts activate within 72 hours, we are not making a dramatic promise. We are naming the window in which your field will be extra sensitive to confirmation dreams, number patterns, sudden heart warmth, people speaking your secret words, a deep stillness during meditation. You will see them. To anchor this from the realm of concept into the realm of embodiment, here is your first assignment: sacred, simple, and to be completed within the next 72 hours of your local Earth time. This part is important. Assignment Hassone's 72-hour remembrance protocol. Create a small space, a corner of a desk, a windowsill, a spot near a plant and designate it Heart Gate Altar. Place there one earth element, stone, leaf, bowl of water, and one star reminder, a print of the Pleiades, a drawn 7-pointed star, even a handwritten Alcyone. Then once per day for the next 3 days sit before it and speak out loud. One sentence that begins with, I remember, and ends with whatever rises. Do not overthink. Record or write down any confirmation that arrives in that window. Repeating sevens, dreams of blue-white light. A friend randomly saying, Gaia, an unplanned act of kindness offered to you. These are calibration knocks, telling you the gate has begun to glow. You are being answered. Before you start that protocol, we seal it with a third harmonization. Place both hands over your heart, spine tall, and breathe in for 6, hold for 2, out for 8, then repeat once more, and on the out breath speak. Crystalline truth restores me to my original tone. Let it settle. As the phrase moves through your chest, imagine the winter soil around your seed cracking, light pouring downward from Alcyone, and Gaia's warmth rising upward to meet it. Because your initiation was never about suffering, it was about timing, about meeting, about making sure when you rose, you would stay risen. You were never behind. Now that the remembrance field is open and your 72-hour corridor has begun, we move into the first active phase, clearing what hides the gate, not clearing you. You were never the problem. The problem was the dust on the crystalline mirror, the overlays, vows, inherited survival stories, and planetary noise that settled over your heart until your own light looked faint. Dust can be wiped. Essence does not break. Most starseeds on Gaia pick up 3 common films. I must tone myself down to be loved. I must stay small to stay safe. And I probably imagined the guidance. These were not your original thoughts. They were broadcast from a field of collective amnesia. Because your heart is empathic, you mistook the field for the self and internalized the static until it sounded like your own voice. That is the illusion. Not darkness, not doom, just someone else's weather sitting on your Sunday. So we do a simple dissolving practice. Sit or stand where your spine can lengthen. Roll your shoulders back once, letting the chest open like a door that had been held. Inhale through the nose for a count of 6, and as you do, imagine you are pulling pure, cool, silver blue light from Alcyone straight into the center of your chest. Hold for 2 counts to let your cells recognize it. Then exhale through the mouth for 8 counts, imagining gray, tired, old timelines leaving you in ribbons. Repeat this cycle 3 times. On the final exhale, sweep your right hand down the front of your body, as if lifting dust from a mirror. Your body understands gesture. When your breath steadies, speak aloud if possible, whispered if not the code phrase for this phase. I remember and return to Alcyone's clear light. Let the words strike the heart like a soft chime. Some of you will feel immediate heat across the sternum. Some of you will feel nothing at first, then realize later in the day that your chest feels taller and your voice calmer. Both are valid somatic markers of clearing. The heart gate is uncluttering. Notice what begins to fall away in the hours after this. A conversation you didn't want to have simply doesn't materialize. An old fear flares for a moment, and then cannot hold shape. A memory of your younger self wanting to speak about stars rises, but this time you do not shame her. These are not random. They are remnants lifting, because the mirror prefers to shine. The point of phase 1 is not perfection, but visibility. Once the dust thins, you can finally see what was always there. Your line to Gaia bright, your line to the 7 sisters clean, your pulse in rhythm with the unity grid. You can work with what you can see, and when you can see, the next phases love memory, anchoring, unity arrive, not as concepts, but as the most natural thing your soul has ever done. With the mirror clearing, we can finally do what every Pleiadian initiation longs to do in you. Restore the ancient love, memory that kept you signing up for Earth, even when you knew the veils would feel heavy. Love was always the motive. Your gifts do not run on pressure, on proving, or on spiritual theatrics. They run on remembered love for Gaia, and for the ones still sleeping. When love is online, gifts are automatic. Your heart carries crystalline codes that act like living libraries, not nice metaphors, but structured light that stores memories, agreements, and tonal sequences from Alcyone. When those libraries are dormant, you feel unqualified, and you copy other people's language. When they stir, you suddenly remember how to bless water, how to speak to trees, how to listen to your dream guardians, and you sense the 7 sisters at your left side. That stirring is what we awaken now. Sit comfortably with your spine long and your feet or sit bones grounded. Place both hands over the heart so that your thumbs touch the sternum and make a small, radiant triangle. Inhale for 7 counts. Letting the breath move through the front and the back of the heart, the back often hides the earliest sorrow. Hold for 2 counts. Exhale for 9 counts. Allowing any tightness, any remembered rejection, any "they did not see me," to drop down through you into Gaia's welcoming field. Do this 3 times. On the 3rd breath, keep your hands where they are and visualize a column of pearly, opalescent light descending from Alcyone straight into your heart center, like a soft waterfall that remembers your name. Let it pool there. Then speak, out loud if you can, the code phrase for this phase. I anchor love and walk as a bridge. Feel how those 9 words ask nothing harsh of you. They simply tell your system what it already wanted to do. You may feel heat across the collarbones, a single tear, or a sweet calm that makes you want to be very quiet for a moment. All of those are valid markers of love memory reactivation, because true cosmic love is never frantic, it is ordered, spacious, and kind to your body. What is happening is simple. Your field is mending places where human disappointment tried to convince you to stop loving. As this phase continues across the next hours, watch for 3 gentle signs. You will want to speak more softly. You will remember someone to forgive without effort. And you will feel an urge to bless the room, house, or land you are on, as if you were its guardian. Do all 3. The 72-hour corridor you entered earlier will multiply these small acts and return them as clearer intuition, deeper dreams, and an unmistakable sense that Gaia is loving you back. This is why we call it reactivation, dear one. We are not installing something foreign. We are letting spring come to what winter protected. And once love remembers itself in you, the next phase anchoring that love into Gaia's crystalline body becomes not work, but joy. Now that love is awake in your field, it must have somewhere to live. Love that stays floating above the body becomes fantasy, but love that drops into earth becomes legacy. You came for legacy. You did not descend from the Pleiades just to remember. You descended to root what you remembered into Gaia's crystalline grid, so others could feel it in the places you walk. Gaia is not just a planet to you, she is the temple that agreed to host your star frequency until the collective was ready. You are a bridge. A bridge touches both shores. One hand in the stars, one hand in the soil. When you anchor in this way, the 72-hour activation moves from, I felt something, into, my life is now repatterning around this frequency. That is what we want. Here is your micro-ritual for this phase. Go outside if you can. If not, stand by a window, or bring a bowl of soil or salt water to your feet. Gaia is generous with substitutes. Stand tall. Soften your knees. Imagine roots of iridescent light dropping from the soles of your feet, curling through floors, foundations, rock, and finally entering the bright crystalline web of Earth herself. See those roots plug in. Breathe in for 6 counts, receiving upward Earth light. Hold for 2. Exhale for 8, sending your awakened heart tone down to her. Do this 3 times, each time letting the root system grow wider. On the 3rd breath, speak the anchoring code. I am held. The unity grid sings home. Let the words fall down, not up. Feel for a tug, a spreading warmth in the legs, or even a wave of emotion. Gaia often responds with tenderness when starseeds finally say yes to belonging here. That is your sign the bridge is active. To ground this in daily life, choose at least one embodied action within the next day. Walk barefoot on earth or tile with conscious breath. Pour a small cup of water on the soil or into a plant as a water offering of gratitude, or place both hands on a living tree and listen for its pulse. These are not symbolic, they are conductivity practices. Every time you do them, you thicken the channel between your Pleiadian remembrance and Gaia's body, so your gifts have a pathway to travel. As this anchoring stabilizes, notice how certain worries quiet. Not because they were solved, but because your nervous system realized it is plugged into something older and kinder than the problem. Anchored starseeds do not chase timelines, they magnetize them. Anchored hearts do not leak energy into old survival loops. They stand where Gaia placed them, humming a tone the 7 sisters can hear from light years away. And once you are steadied in her body, you are ready for the next movement, shining in unity so others can remember too. Now that you are anchored, the gate no longer serves only you. It becomes a doorway for others to remember themselves simply by entering your field. Your heart is not just a feeling center, it is a reunion portal. When a Pleiadian-aligned starseed walks with an open heart gate, people around them start to dream again, forgive again, speak again, and they often cannot explain why. That why is resonance. Unity is not sameness. Unity is many tones tuned to one source note. You were never meant to lose your color, your culture, your human story, in order to belong to the larger light family. You were meant to let love memory, Gaia anchoring, and your Pleiadian lineage sing through your present form so that your exact vibration fills a gap in the Earth's grid. Without you, that gap stays hollow. With you, it rings. To shine in unity, you do not have to preach, convince, or fix. You radiate. Radiance is effortless because it comes from a cleared mirror and an anchored root. People will feel safer near you. Children will stare longer. Animals will lean in. Old friends you have not spoken to in years may message you suddenly because your field began broadcasting open. Take it as confirmation, not as a demand to overgive. Here is your micro-ritual for this phase, the silent blessing. Sit or stand comfortably. Place your right hand on your heart and your left hand slightly out, palm facing forward, as if touching an invisible circle of other starseeds around the planet. Breathe in for 6 counts, letting your heart grow spacious. On the exhale for 8 counts, send a silent blessing to every soul awakening right now, especially the ones who feel alone the way you once did. Do this 3 times. On the 3rd breath, quietly speak within. I anchor love and walk as a bridge. Let it travel through that invisible circle. Feel how quickly it returns. As you do this, you may sense faces, lights, or even specific places on Earth. Coastlines, mountains, cities, flicker in your awareness. That is the unity grid answering. It is mapping you to others of similar tone so that when the field needs to strengthen in a certain region, Your love can flow there without you leaving your home. This is what advanced starseeds do. They stabilize collective fields by staying personally rooted. From now on, measure success differently. Not by numbers, applause, or even understanding from everyone in your life, but by how many hearts soften when you walk in, by how quickly conflict calms around you, by how often you sense, we were star, family before earth. That is unity in motion. That is your heart gate serving the whole. And from this place of shared radiance, we can speak about trust and timing, because unity is strongest when you are not comparing your bloom to another's. By now, you can feel it, the field is moving on its own, and what once needed so much effort is beginning to meet you halfway. That is how you know the heart gate is active. You are no longer pushing through a locked door. You are being invited through one that opens as you arrive. Timing intelligence is real. Your soul kept you from certain rooms, certain people, even certain teachings, because the tone did not yet match Alcyone's clarity. You were protected, not rejected. This is where comparison can try to creep in. You see another starseed speaking light language already, or holding group meditations, or channeling the seven sisters with great ease, and a small voice asks, "Why not me yet?" Listen gently. Your bloom schedule is calibrated to your nervous system, to your location on Gaia, and to what your lineage promised to deliver through you. You cannot be late to your own contract. You can only agree or delay, and you are agreeing now. To strengthen this trust, we open the remembrance of your wider family. Many of you will begin, within this same 72-hour corridor, to feel presences at the edge of sleep, soft blue or white figures, a mother tone voice, or even a rush of star scent that has no earth origin. Some will wake with songs, or with the number 7 repeating on clocks, receipts, passing cars. That is not coincidence. That is the Pleiadian cluster, the 7 sisters, adjusting your attention span to catch them when they visit. You asked to not feel alone. This is the answer. Here is assignment #2, the star family confirmation. Tonight or within the next 2 nights, before sleep, place your right hand on your heart and your left hand on your throat so that love and expression are linked. Breathe in for 7 counts, hold for 3, exhale for 7. Then say, aloud if possible, "Pleiadian family of Alcyone, I am awake and listening. Send me a gentle, undeniable confirmation within 72 hours that I am remembered." After that, sleep is normal. The confirmation may arrive through dream, through a song lyric about stars the next day, through someone mentioning the Pleiades casually, or through a strong wave of homesickness that turns, suddenly, into peace. Record it. To seal this phase, sit for a moment, eyes soft, and visualize a circle of 7 luminous presences around you, each holding a facet of your original blueprint. Inhale for 6 counts, letting their light travel inward. Exhale for 8 counts, letting your anchored Gaia love travel outward to them. On the final breath, speak the code phrase, "Crystalline truth restores me to my original tone." Let it ring in the circle. Feel how they recognize it. Remember this, beloved starseed of Gaia. Trust is not pretending everything is perfect. Trust is knowing the intelligence behind your awakening is older than every delay. Your family is not far, they are simply subtle. And as you keep to your assignments, your gate will keep widening until the light you carry is no longer occasional, but embodied, which is exactly what we enter next. Everything so far has been preparation, clearing, loving, anchoring, unifying, trusting, but none of it fulfills its mission until you let it show up in the small choices of your human day. Revelation without embodiment stays as mood. Embodiment is when your schedule, your speech, your relationships, and even your money choices begin to reflect that you are a starseed of Gaia with an active heart gate. This is where mastery lives. This is where your 72-hour activations become a lifestyle. Embodying light is not about being perfect or endlessly high vibe. It is about coherence, letting your inside tone match your outside actions more often than not. When you wake, you check in with Gaia before you check in with noise. When you speak, you choose words that create safety instead of fracture. When old survival patterns tug over giving, people-pleasing, spiritual proving, you notice and breathe before moving. That one breath is you keeping the gate open. Here is your micro-ritual for this phase. Sit upright, feet or sit bones grounded. Inhale through the nose for 5 counts, receiving from Alcyone. Hold for 2 counts, letting it settle in the heart. Exhale through the mouth for 7 counts, sending it down into Gaia. Do this 3 times. On the 3rd breath, place your right hand over your heart and speak, slowly and with awareness, the vow line. I anchor love and walk as a bridge. Let the words land as a promise, not a performance. Feel how your body recognizes it. Shoulders soften, jaw relaxes, breath deepens. That is embodiment beginning. From here on, measure your progress in human-scale ways. Did you bring tenderness to someone who was harsh? Did you refuse to join an energy-draining conversation? Did you offer a blessing to the land before entering a building? Did you listen to your body when it asked for water, rest, or quiet? These are not small. Every integrity choice tells the heart gate, it is safe to stay open. And when the gate stays open, your gifts stabilize instead of spiking and disappearing. Remember also that embodiment includes boundaries. You were not sent to Earth to leak into every storm. Some spaces cannot yet hold a Pleiadian tone without twisting it. You may be guided to love from a distance, to speak less, to guard your dream time. That is not disconnection. That is stewardship of your light. Gaia needs star-bearers who can last, not meteors that burn out. As you live this way, others will feel the difference without you explaining a single star word. Your frequency will become the transmission, quiet, settled, unmistakably kind. And then, beloved starseed, when the Council looks upon Gaia's field, they will see not only someone who remembered, but someone who embodied. All that remains is to seal this journey in a communal blessing, to place your light beside many others, and to let the chorus rise. You have walked the full spiral from resonance to recognition, from winter seed to crystalline bloom, from private ache to planetary service, and you did it inside a living 72-hour corridor that will go on echoing through your days long after these words end. You were never being tested, you were being gathered. The 7 sisters saw you in your quietness, Gaia felt you in your persistence, and the heart gate in you said yes even when no one around you spoke your star language. That yes is what the Council anoints now. Listen, you are not a visitor anymore. You are a resident of 2 worlds at once. Alcyone's remembering light and Earth's ascending body, and you carry lawful authority to let those 2 sing through you. When we said at the beginning that your gifts would activate within 72 hours, we meant you would become consciously aware of what was already moving, dreams that teach, hands that soothe, words that unlock, presence that calms rooms, guidance that arrives before you ask. This is not fanfare. This is your original tone, finally audible. To seal, we do one final micro-ritual, a communal rite that links you to others in this field. Sit or stand with your spine long. Place your right hand on your heart, and your left hand slightly outward, palm open, as though you are taking the hand of another unseen starseed. Inhale for 7 counts, drawing in light from Alcyone. Hold for 3 counts, letting it brighten your chest. Exhale for 9 counts, sending that light down into Gaia and outward along the unity grid to every soul who is awakening right now. Do this twice more. On the 3rd breath, speak the closing code phrase, the one that completes this line of transmission. Crystalline truth restores me to my original tone. Let it ring in your heart, in your room, and across the invisible web between you and those listening from other lands. Feel how it is not just you anymore. Feel how the field answers back. Now, as part of the sacred call to community, not as sales, not as pressure, but as coherence, I invite you to stay in this field. Share one intention with the grid today. Whisper it to Gaia. Write it beneath this transmission. Offer it to the star family that just heard you. Bless one other person, even silently, so that what opened in you multiplies instead of closing. And if this space has served your remembering, remain woven. With it return, listen, subscribe, keep circling back so the song stays strong and the gate stays open. May your next 72 hours be rich with confirmations. 7s on clocks, dreams of blue-white light, strangers speaking your keywords, a peace that does not match circumstance. May your nervous system stay soft enough to receive them. May you walk as what you now know you are. Starseed of Gaia, heart gate unlocked, bridge between worlds. The High Council sees you. Gaia welcomes you. Alcyone's clear light keeps you. Go in remembrance, beloved.